13 minutes in, the momentum that Barcelona had hoped to carry into the international break was ripped away by a single, contested moment that would shape the rest of the night. What began as a routine duel in Sevilla's box between Ronald Araujo and Isaac Romero turned into the kind of refereeing sequence that provokes heated arguments for weeks. Contact, a tumble, an on-field signal for review, and then the slow, tense pause while the VAR team examined frame after frame. What made this different, what made it explode online and around the stadium, was the release of the VAR audio, the clipped, clinical conversation between the on-field referee and the officials watching the replays. Listening to those minutes is like peering into the room where the call was made. You hear hesitation, you hear searches for clarity, you hear officials passing whether the defender ever played the ball. The VAR lead insists the defender never touches the ball and that the leg is in front, while the referee on the pitch asks to be shown Araujo's action over and over until a final verdict, penalty, no card, is reached. That exchange, stripped of theatrics, reveals a process that is careful and exacting but also painfully subjective, a chain of tiny judgments that together hand Sevilla an early 1-0 advantage. The effect on Barcelona was immediate and visible. A side that had prepared to press to reclaim the top spot found itself staring at a scoreboard that did not reflect their plan. On the field, positions shifted, confidence faltered, and the rhythm that makes Barca dangerous felt fragmented. Off the field, fans exploded across social platforms, commentators argued over replays, and pundits reached for familiar refrains about VAR uneven footprint across the league. Some insisted the referees had followed protocol, plucking the right frame, weighing contact and intent, and delivering a defensible decision. Others said the audio only confirmed what viewers already felt, that the difference between a foul and a fair challenge in the chaos of the box is often a matter of interpretation, and interpretation is where controversy lives. It matters beyond one match. In a title race decided by points and momentum, an early penalty awarded after a VAR conversation changes not only the scoreboard but the psychological landscape of a season. Managers will point to marginal calls when explaining dropped points. Players will walk into future boxes with a new caution or a new resentment. Refereeing bodies will face renewed pressure to make VAR more transparent, more consistent, or perhaps more limited. The released audio, phrases clipped and replayed in highlight reels, becomes evidence in this argument. It shows a team of officials doing their job under the cold light of replay technology, yet it also exposes the fact that technology has not eliminated judgment. It has merely relocated some of the toughest decisions to a different room with different angles and the same human eyes. Sevilla took the gift and made it count, and for a while the match felt like a study in momentum management. A home side emboldened, a visiting side scrambling to find the composure that had been disrupted. As the game unfolded, every failed pass and tense duel invited references back to the 13th minute. Analysts dissected whether Araujo's leg position was a deliberate block or an unfortunate misstep. Sterile syllables from the VAR audio were replayed to prove angles and support conclusions. Yet for many supporters, the audio only confirmed an intuition, that the moment felt wrong, that a player who looked for the ball might have been penalised for the contact that is part of defensive duty. That disconnect between intuition and interpretation is the raw material of football arguments. The fans feeling one way, the officials seeing another, and the replay serving as the final battleground. What remains inevitable is that this one sequence will be a reference point. Coaches will teach around it, referees will study it, and highlight packages will stitch the audio into a montage of VAR moments that define this era of the sport. Whether you believe the decision was correct or not, the larger takeaway is unavoidable. In modern football, fractions of a second and angles of view determine narratives and can redirect entire campaigns. For Barcelona, a night that began with calculated intent became a reminder that merit on the pitch is still vulnerable to the machinery of officiating. For Sevilla, it was proof that sometimes football hands you an opportunity and you must take it. And for everyone watching and listening, the VAR audio did more than explain a call. It reminded us how thin the line is between controversy and closure in a game made by people and replayed by machines.